Good afternoon, and thanks so much for joining us tonight. I'm Sophie Erber. A mask mandate passing unanimously today in Norfolk, requiring everyone age 5 and older to wear a face covering while they're in public, but it wasn't without debate, and it's our top story at 5. KCAU 9 News reporter Lydia Vasquez joining us live now from Norfolk, and she shares council members' reasoning behind the decision, plus how locals are responding. Lydia?
Sophie, this room here in the Norfolk City Council chambers was packed full this afternoon. The special meeting lasted more than 2 hours with dozens of input from the people of Norfolk. Now, the mayor saying today that city council members make decisions based off of data and not off emotions. And the data shows that a mask mandate is desperately needed.
Laney?
Yes.
Merrill?
Yes.
Lieberhoff?
Yes.
After hours of public comment and discussion, the Norfolk City Council passed a new mandate requiring face masks in public places.
What the council did here today, voting unanimously to put this into place, really gets to what we need to do as a community to not only protect our health and our neighbors' health, but to also alleviate the burden on our hospital system, our healthcare workers, our public safety workers, and to keep our businesses open.
Mayor Josh Moning says Madison County is a hotspot within a hotspot, as Nebraska ranks 5th in the nation with new COVID-19 cases. Moning says the decision helps stop the bleeding, but dozens of Norfolk residents felt otherwise, as heated discussions took up most of the meeting.
It ruins the morale of our citizens and creates discontent with our government institutions.
Moning says medical professionals are pleading for help as the local hospital nears capacity. KCAU spoke with community members who have mixed reactions on whether wearing a mask should be required.
I think everyone should wear one. I think it's something that we can do to do it right, you know. So if we can keep the country open, that's all we have to do. We better be doing it.
There are people that really are into wearing this. that's fine, but I don't think we should be forced into this. You know, I think we should be able to go in and shop at our leisure and not be forced into wearing them.
Mayor Moning says if COVID-19 cases continue to rise, another round of imposed shutdowns and restrictions are likely to happen. The mandate will go into effect Thursday and will remain in effect until February unless city council members decide to end it sooner. Now, those who violate the ordinance will be hit with a $25 fine from the Norfolk Police Department. Reporting live in Norfolk, Lydia Vasquez, KCAU 9 News.
All right, thanks, Lydia. And Sioux City is once again turning its focus to safety, specifically medians, and this time with a proposed mandate. Today, the City Council voting on an ordinance to improve safety for both pedestrians and drivers. This new rule means that no one can stand or sit on a median unless it is at least 6 feet wide. The concern comes from the lack of legal access there is to actually get to the median, and because of the way they're built. In other words, there's no safe way to walk to that median. There are still 2 public readings left before any ordinance can pass.
So there'd be fines working both ways. We think it's a really good ordinance that will provide public safety for the community.
And coming up tonight at 6, KCAU 9's Mallory Smith will share more on why it's an issue and also some safer alternatives. And Nebraska tonight reporting one of the lowest numbers of new virus cases this month on Sunday, so that's good news. But the number of people hospitalized with the virus remained high. It continues putting a strain now on hospital capacity across the state. At last report, 976 Nebraskans are in hospital with the virus. They occupy 23% of the state's hospital beds. The number quickly approaching that 25% threshold that would then trigger more social distancing restrictions across the state. Governor Ricketts today outlined what would happen.
We will limit indoor gatherings to 10 people or less. We will limit outdoor gatherings to 25 people or less. Bars will only be able to provide takeout, delivery, or drive-through. And restaurants will have limited hours, 5 a.m. to 9 p.m.
Ricketts also taking the time to urge Nebraskans to keep Thanksgiving gatherings small and to not go out to bars on Wednesday night, as is sometimes traditional. That way of risk of transmission to the elderly family members becomes lowered. Let's take a look now at the latest COVID-19 numbers across Siouxland. Woodbury County health officials recording 36 new cases in the past 24 hours. The county totaling more than 9,900 positives. Meanwhile, Plymouth County with more than 2,500 cases of the virus. In Nebraska, Dakota County with 56 new positive tests coming back today. The county recording more than 3,100 total cases. And in South Dakota, Union County reports more than 1,100 total positives. More than 200 of those cases tonight considered active. It's time now to turn our attention to the weather. Meteorologist Marcus Beasley standing by. Marcus, what a difference a day makes. Yesterday we had sunshine and warmer temperatures, at least when you were in the sun. And today we woke up to, I don't know what to call it. It felt like it wanted to snow. It was cold.
That's right, Sophie. We had a little bit of snow out there, but for the most part today, just some rain showers, some very light rain showers to go along with those clouds, and cool temperatures today. Our temperatures all day hovering right in the mid-30s. We only recorded a high of 36 here in Sioux City, 38 in Wayne, reaching up to 41 in Yankton and Norfolk. Lamar's with a high of 39 today, as well as Cherokee and Storm Lake. It does look like tonight our temperatures are going to stay pretty consistent. We might drop a few degrees, but for the most part, low to mid-30s tonight. Most of us actually staying above freezing, and that's going to be a key number tonight, as it does look like we are going to have some precipitation in the forecast moving in tonight. I think most of that will fall as rain, but still, make sure you're extra careful as temperatures will be borderline in parts of Siouxland right around the freezing mark, so we could see a few slippery spots to develop. Tomorrow looks rainy. More details in the 9 on 9. Sophie?
All right, thanks, Marcus. A reserved hour of shopping for high-risk individuals is making a return at Hy-Vee. Until Friday of this week, the 7 o'clock hour every morning is reserved now solely for those considered high risk for COVID-19. That does include those 60 years of age or older, expecting mothers, and anyone with an underlying health condition. The grocery chain says the change is in response to rising case numbers across the Midwest. Siouxland Habitat for Humanity has chosen their Volunteer of the Year tonight. The honor goes to Sharice Yaney of Guarantee Roofing, siding and insulation company. Guarantee Roofing has donated the labor and materials for several local Habitat homes. The site of the celebration today, also the most recent site of the generosity she's shown, the cul-de-sac in front of 1816 Harkin Place.
And at that point, they were just asking us for materials, and then eventually, as I said, they started asking us for volunteer help as well, which we did, and it's been, as I said, it's been rewarding to us to be a part of this program.
Yaney will be featured as the month of January in an upcoming calendar fundraiser for Siouxland's Habitat for Humanity. A Morningside house now red tagged after a fire broke out there this afternoon. Upon returning home, the occupant of that house noticed it was unusually warm. They called the fire department to the 2100 block South Cypress Street. Officials say there was a fire in the ducting system that caused small fires within the walls.
Makes it easier for it to spread because it's confined in those ducts and runs throughout the house. So there were several fires in the walls throughout the house that we had to chase down.
Fire officials say they believe the blaze started in the furnace, and they report that no one was injured. In news out of our nation's capital, Congress out of session now for the rest of the week, leaving any progress on a possible coronavirus relief deal on pause. KCAU 9's Washington correspondent Kelly Meyer checking in with lawmakers now on what could happen when they return.
What do you expect to happen when you guys get back?
I have no idea.
A blunt response from House Majority Whip and South Carolina Democrat Jim Clyburn on the future of a COVID relief deal on Capitol Hill. Clyburn blames Republican Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell for not passing anything before Thanksgiving.
It's just irresponsible.
We've been sitting at the table for 6 months.
On Friday, Democratic House Speaker Nancy Pelosi urged McConnell to come back to the negotiating table and later discuss the dilemma with President-elect Joe Biden, who she hopes will help get something done, but that help wouldn't come until 2021. When it returns next week, Congress will have just 10 working days before this Congress ends and a new Congress is sworn in. Missouri Republican Senator Roy Blunt says he's working this week with GOP lawmakers to reach an agreement on a spending bill to avoid a government shutdown December 11th. Blunt couldn't say whether a COVID relief bill might be included, but says keeping Americans waiting for relief is a huge failure of Congress.
Both sides are saying we ought to do the bill this year, but both sides are saying we want to do only the bill that we want to do.
All I know is there are people hurting, and we are not doing right by them.
Clyburn says his main priority is getting a deal done by the end of the year.
In Washington, I'm Kelly Meyer, KCAU 9 News.
I think we all agree 2020 has come with its share of challenges. And for one college athlete, the worst was some news about her grandmother's recent condition, how she's making the best of a bad situation coming up.
And it is looking like a wet and cool day tomorrow. Pleasant Thanksgiving weather, though, and our high temperatures, they'll reach up into the 40s and 50s later on. I'll have those details after the break.
You're watching KCAU 9 News with Sophie Erber and meteorologist Marcus Beasley. This is KCAU 9 News at 5.
In addition to the pandemic, one college student says this year took a turn for her when she learned her grandmother was diagnosed with cancer. But instead of dwelling on the negative, she decided to do something good for her community. Janine Nguyen shares her story.
She doesn't like being called grandma because she said it makes her feel old.
This is Paris McKenzie and her grandmother, but she likes to call her Nan.
It's hard because this is her last Christmas.
Originally from England, Mackenzie is a sophomore at UNM and a member of the women's soccer team. Her school year was anything but normal after a majority of sports were canceled because of the pandemic. Then came the news about her Nan.
Well, my mom calls me telling me that my grandma's had bad news and that she has stage 4 cancer.
So she created this GoFundMe page to help raise money to take her grandmother on one last epic vacation. But Mackenzie felt like there was something else she needed to do.
What if I did 68 acts of kindness because my grandma's 68 in between now and the end of the year?
68 acts of kindness. And it all started last weekend.
One of the ladies was trying to grab a water jug but couldn't get it. So obviously me being me helped her.
Then handing out food and care packages to the homeless.
Want some food? And I really wanted to do something to kind of honor my grandma and give back.
In only a week, Mackenzie and her friends are up to 17 acts of kindness, with this one being her favorite to date, standing at Gibson and University holding up encouraging signs as people drove by.
Just the amount of people that saw it and smiled as I was driving past, it felt so good just to make a difference to someone else's day, even just a little bit.
And while this project started as a way to honor her Nan, Mackenzie says she's learned just how easy it is to make someone's day.
Some of these gestures are really small, but they mean so much to other people, and it's just really cool to see.
Louisiana Renaissance Festival is a seasonal theme park, one that turns an old cultural movement into living history. How it manages to educate and entertain at the same time, next. There's a piece of medieval history in southeast Louisiana that comes alive every fall. Kellyanne Biley takes us inside the state's only Renaissance Festival.
You are at the Louisiana Renaissance Festival, the village of Albright.
16 acres exploding with art and ideas, belly dancing, fire eating, and brutal combat.
The Renaissance era was the 1500s. It's when they started realizing that, art and science wasn't witchcraft, it was science.
The Louisiana Renaissance Festival is a seasonal theme park that brings a cultural movement to life.
You learn a lot of stuff out here without even realizing you're learning.
Well, I've always been in love with history, and especially medieval English history, and this is a chance for me to actually live it out.
I, King Eric of Sweden, have come to visit Queen Elizabeth. I was going to ask for her hand in marriage.
Her Majesty is stuck in Germany because of the plague.
She did send me a note, however, and asked me to look after her festival until her return.
The Queen also asked King Eric to keep an eye on her court.
Just between you and me, her court gets really cranky if they don't get their nap time. So I have to keep constantly, I get to give them milk and cookies. I have to, oh, it's a terrible pain. If I had known this babysitting job was going to be so hard, I maybe would not have done it.
Dressing up is a part of the fun at the Renaissance Fair.
Dress comfortably to the weather, and you come, you have a good time. If you want to dress up, you can. Absolutely, a lot of people do.
Bring the kids, we have something for everyone. We have food, we have entertainment, we have drinks, we have games.
There's so much of our world today where we don't play anymore. You have to go to work, you have to do this, you have to go to school. But play is such an important part of who we are, and it gives people a chance to come and play with us.
Taking a live look outside right now in Sioux County. Marcus returns right after this break with one more check on our forecast. Stay with us. Before we wrap up here at 5, let's check in first with Tim for what's coming up at 6. Hi, Tim.
Hey, good Monday afternoon, Sophie. City leaders here in Sioux City are working on a plan that would further curtail panhandling in the city. Find a closer look at exactly what they're talking about doing coming up tonight. That's at 6. Elsewhere, the city of Norfolk, Nebraska is moving ahead with a citywide mask mandate beginning Thursday. City council members there voting unanimously today that people age 5 and older wear a face covering at any indoor premises open to the public when social distancing isn't possible. That update at 6 as well. And just in time for Thanksgiving, one Siouxland man is making it his mission to offer a specially wrapped thank you to our men and women serving overseas over the holiday. We'll share his plan as well. That's coming up in just a half hour. And have you two got your turkeys purchased yet?
I don't. I don't know about you and your wife.
I'm actually doing crab legs instead of turkey this year.
Neither one of us.
Alternative to the turkey.
I might cook a baby turkey. We'll see.
Yeah, it's going to be really nice weather for it. We're going to see very warm temperatures for Thanksgiving, but tonight 35 degrees. Tomorrow looks rainy, so the next day or so, not the greatest. But again, Turkey Day looks good.
It does. Thanks a lot, Marcus, and thank you for joining us. See you at 6. Good night.